Hello, today I'm gonna make for you chicken and baked beans. Alright, so we're gonna need chicken, about a pound, half pound, depending what you're using. A teaspoon of dried parsley, a teaspoon of dried basil, half a teaspoon of pimento seeds, a teaspoon of salt, sea salt, a piece of ginger to 1 index, and this is optional, but this will make make it taste more peckish, more tangy. Garlic, about 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, and scallion, if you have any, about a stalk of scallion, and a piece of Scotch bonnet. You're gonna need, I'm using about half pound of chicken, so I'm just gonna use half of an onion. So 1 onion to half of an onion, and about about 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil. Or we can fry the chicken and then we're going to take some of the oil out. It's good to prep the onions and the seasoning first before you do the meat. That way you won't. It's best to just do this first. So slice your onions. Smash the garlic, mash the garlic. I'm using 3 cloves. Oh, and we're gonna need a piece some thyme, about half a spring of thyme. So you wanna mash these, just smash them. Smash them. This is ginger, you just want to clean it off properly. This is a piece of pepper I had. I'm just going to use that. Alright, so that's that. Let's cover that and put it in all the chicken. The skin are leaking. Put it back under here. Let's get your chicken without being a frost. A little water. Little white vinegar. Alright, this looks like about a pound. And take your skin off. I might use a piece of the skin to flavor the oil a little. So you want to clean that, make sure it's cleaned. Pour off all the fat. Let's get to the fat. Alright. In some of those cubes, about 1/2 inch cubes or 1 inch. You still want the chicken to eat, you know. You don't want to cut them too fine. Alright. So that's that. Alright. So once that's seasoned, add the salt. A teaspoon of salt. Just a teaspoon. And all your seasoning. Alright. And just cover this. Alright, just make sure you stir it up and cover it. and put it aside for later. So add a piece of thyme. You see, I freeze my thyme because I want it to last me longer. See? Frozen. Add a piece of thyme. Never add the pimento seeds. About a quarter teaspoon, or about 5 or 6. About that much. About that much. As for the herbs, we're gonna add these while it's simmering. This is our baked bean. Just make sure that's clean. And let's do like this. Or you can use your opener and cut away from you. Cut away. Rotate. It always happened to me. Anyway, if you have a challenge like that, you just do that. I know you saw that slip, and you saw because I cut away from me, it didn't cut me. Some of these don't have liquid, so we're going to add maybe like a quarter cup of water in the end. Those who might want to know, because you can use any, you can use a large one or the small one. This is 300 grams. This is like for a small family. Although I'm not one to add sugar in food, if at the end you taste it and you feel it should be a little sweeter, you can add about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of sugar, brown sugar preferably, or granulated sugar, just to spruce the taste up. Can't find a word to describe sweet up the taste. Anyway, spruce. I'm not one for words. Pot for stewing. Put the stove's gauge on 6. Once it comes to a hot, you can turn it on 4. We don't have to fry it out. We can slow fry it. So once the pot is dried, let's add the oil. Remember, you can add enough oil just to fry the chicken, because we can remove some of the oil in the end. But the recipe called for quarter cup. Use and throw out some, or 3-4 tablespoons. Alright, let's put this here, so I don't want this thing cut me. Alright, the skin, I'm gonna put the skin in so it can. It's gonna build the oil up, so it's gonna add some more oil in that. Just allow that to fry until it's crisp. After 2 to 3 minutes, with the stove's gauge on 4 all the time, kind of flip that. And we're not going to use it, we're just using it to flavor the oil. Give it some chicken flavor oil. After another 2-3 minutes, when you hear no frying, you hear it get less. We're not going to remove it, but we're going to start at the chicken piece. Just remove the seasoning. Add the pieces with the bones first. Add the pieces with the bones first. Allow that to fry on one side. Alright, the stove gauge is on 4. Just allow that to fry on one side for about 8 minutes. If we had the stove on 6, then you can also put the stove on 6 and just allow it to fry. If you had the stove on high, you could allow it to fry for 6 minutes. But we have the stove on 4, so we're going to allow it to fry for about 8 to 10 minutes on each side. Oh, after 8 minutes, turn it so it gets golden brown. And just leave it. Allow it to fry. That took 8 minutes. And slow fry. So allow it to stay for another 8 minutes on this side. I am so tempted to eat this. I remember when I was a child, my mom used to give it to me. But I'm not going to. This is the skin of a chicken. I'm going to dispose it. This took about 6 minutes on this side. You want to make sure that the chicken is cooked. Because once you add the beans, you just want to make sure that this part is cooked. So it took 6 minutes. So for the next minute or so, we'll make sure to rotate it and fry the other side. Once that is through, remove some of the oil. Now, add the seasoning. Put the seasoning at the bottom. We want to fry. So just allow that to fry for about a minute or two. Okay, after a minute, just allow the onions to caramel. And flip the chicken on the other side so that it can take some of the onion and the seasoning flavor. You want it to caramel like that. This is my grandmother's spoon that she gets it. Get the cover ready. Get some water put aside. Now, turn the stove down and low, maybe 2 or 1. It's been on 4 all this time. Add the beans. Add 1/4 cup of water. Stir that in. Cover your pot. The stove's gauge is on low now. Add the herbs, both herbs. That's the basil. If you add some tomato, you can use tomato in this too as well. If you have tomato, just dice it and put it like 2 minutes or 3 minutes to the end. Just put it in and cover it. I don't have any tomato right now. I just remember it. Just allow that to simmer on low. I'm not going to add any salt. And the sugar now, I'm going to taste it in the end, and if I feel it needs sugar, I'll put it in. But I can taste it now. Yeah, we'll put some sugar. Alright, this is some sugar that I have. I only have granulated right now, so just add it. This is a tablespoon. I find whenever I cook this, I have to add a little sugar. To me, baked beans should be a little sweet. Alright. Just allow it to simmer just like that. You can smell it. And the sugar gonna bring out the flavor more. Because baked beans supposed to be sweet. Because the manufacturers, they cut it back and things, I don't think they had any sugar in it. So add a little sugar. It's the only thing you hear me say add sugar to. Oh, it's on low. It's on low, so it's just simmering for about 3 to 4 minutes. It's on low, not very low. See, how you can know when it's ready? When it starts sticking a little to the bottom, that's when you know it's thick enough. Not stuck enough, but start to sticking. So that's ready. Look. Alright, see, it starts sticking. It starts sticking. So that's it. Turn the stove off. So that's chicken and baked beans. This is what I'll be eating my chicken and baked beans with. Boiled dumplings. Caramel flour dumplings. Just boiling away. Okay, so just to recap, we slow fried the chicken for about 8 minutes on each side with the stove gauge on 4. And then we add the seasoning, and allow that to fry for about 3 minutes with the stove gauge on 4 all this time. Once that was done, we added the beans, and then we added water, and then we used a pot lid to cover the pot, and simmer it on low with the stove gauge on low for about 5 minutes. And that's it. Right. Now I'm gonna serve. In Jamaica, when we say we use the word share for serve. Oftentimes I say share. That's the same thing as serve. So that's my boiled dumpling. I just read a comment on YouTube of a lady asking me about it. But I already have a tutorial. So this is my bacon. Remove this, see the mess? That's why I don't like it. Stir it up a little. Just serve. Chicken with baked beans and boiled dumplings. You know something? After doing these video tutorials of Jamaican foods, I never knew that we had so many recipes. I thought it was just regular curry chicken, you know. And I do cook all of these food throughout my lifetime, but it still didn't seem that much. Alright, now I'm gonna sample it. It's nice. The tablespoon of sugar that I added, you're not even tasting it. It just brings the flavor of it. And the salt, this is something. The beans, you don't want it to be salty, you just want a sweet flavor with the beans, and then the chicken now have the little salt flavor. So when you put them together now, it'll be a nice eat. I'm gonna enjoy this. I've got about 6 dumplings. This is dumpling, boiled dumpling. Do you know what? You can eat this with pasta, with spaghetti, boiled spaghetti, and then eat it on the side. it would make it nice. And if you had some tomato, like I said, you can either slice it right now and eat it on the side with some cucumbers, or you just dice the tomato and put it in the stew. This is awesome. The chicken, because we slow fried it. See, look. It's juicy and tender and nice. See ya. Enjoy.